ready?
No, I think here they can.
I'm dying. So, yes, I do, but also I think some of my that's making it fickle and weird, and I just am sick of fucking up the stream. Where's the marshmallow? Oh, you're not supposed to cook on the like. Yeah. But here we are. Can you tell the Discord that we're live? Okay. Thank you. Let's try again. Do you have mics?
Letting the music dictate the jury rather than the jury dictate the music. So when Paul plays their entrance, they walk.
I can't. It might be dead.
What do you think, Jeremy? We think that the music should dictate the jury coming out, not the jury dictating when the music is starting. I'm okay with that. So you can, when you get them lined up in order, go ahead and have them outside.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Good to know.
For their walk-up music. The walk-up music is their cue to get around the corner. Get around to the seat. Yeah. So how?
Yes, because we're gonna.
That's why we're trying to be more efficient. So if they're outside ready in order, and as soon as they hear their music, they need to come walking.
We never need to radio you ever again
To say go, go, go. You'll just hear Paul's switch. Here comes Paul. We'll fill him in. Yeah, the tribe's here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I would go ahead and get them lined up now, Jeremy. And Paul, we're gonna let the music dictate the jury. Good, thank you. Exactly. Exactly.
Well, I didn't know if they wanted to change it.
Some have, but yeah, I don't mind it. It's cute, and I just want to compress it. The more.
Oh, this is cute here.
This is cute here. Of course, they have the ugly side. I wanted. I don't want.
Yeah.
Because oh, you're.
So I can hang it on.
We'll do that. Not this for this time. They'll keep them, but when we come back for the challenge, they'll hang them. Yeah, they give it back at the beginning of the next challenge. But that is perfect. We'll hang it. Yes. I think so. I think where you are is perfect, and have them line up starting right where you're standing. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, especially
yeah.
people who stay downstairs.
Yeah. Go ahead and get them out. Yeah. And then stay there, and then the music will dictate. All right. Are we all ready?
One more right here. Perfect. We were hoping that would fit everyone. Good. We switched our chairs to give you all some more seating. All right. Well, now we will bring in the members of our jury.
Such a pretty necklace.
Yeah, she changed her. He changed her. His. Yes, she did. She did. Stop. Oh, okay. We changed it.
Don't fall.
Don't fall.
Watch out for
Still loud. Even in death. Choice. And the newest member of our jury, voted out last tribal council, Jonathan.
Thank you, jury. All right. You have made merge. Congratulations. We are almost, we're over halfway.
We're in the home stretch.
Yeah, we're in the home
We're in
stretch.
the home stretch.
At least
Yeah.
we feel it.
Yeah. How long do you feel like you've been out here?
6 months.
Yeah.
5-6 weeks.
Yeah.
Well, you did make merge, so we switched from tribal immunity to individual immunity. Of course, with this this last immunity challenge, it was unique in that we asked you to pair off, and you were going to win immunity as a pair. As the jury can see, the necklaces are around Kat and Jay's necks. Congratulations, great job. So let's and obviously they were a pair. Let's talk about the pairings.
Who are they?
Who are they? And why? And Ellie, who was your pair?
My pair was Linda.
Okay.
I was thinking the three-legged race, we should go based on height. And
Got
so
it.
I was trying to
Smart.
find height.
Smart. That is smart. That is smart. What about Kim? Who were you paired with? Okay.
And we were kind of thinking we were similar.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you get this.
So everything was based around that three-legged race
Yes,
that
it was.
unfortunately
And
didn't
I
happen.
thought we were gonna be racing.
Andrea, who were you paired with?
I was paired with Mary, and I chose that because I was like, who won't be mad at me for slowing them down?
Got it. Got it. And then Riley and Will, you were the last two paired together.
I asked Riley to be my partner because I thought it was friendly. And he said yes.
Okay. 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 Awesome. So the so the last immunity challenge, it was a 3-part challenge. It was elimination. So there were 5 teams of 2, and it was supposed to be a 3-legged race, but due to the weather and the rain, the doctor decided that it would be too dangerous on gravel and or the mud, and he didn't want to cause any more harm to anyone. So we pivoted, and we had extra water balloons from bombs away. So we did a water balloon toss. and the first 3 teams or the first 2 teams to drop would be eliminated, and the 3 teams that hadn't would move on to the second round. And so I think that was obviously Kat and Jay moved on to the second round. Who else moved on? Yes, Riley and Will, and then Ash and Kim moved on to the second round. And the second round was a puzzle. It was a big hex puzzle. And the first 2 tribes to, or the 2 tribes, 2 teams to successfully complete the puzzle would move on to the final round. And that was obviously Jay and Kat, and then Will and Riley. And then the last one was our wonderful wall maze, where they had to get a ball and they had to help each other to balance a ball up a maze and get it in the top rung. And of course, Riley and Will, they were so close, and then they dropped right there and had to start over. And that gave Jay and Kat time to catch up and eventually take the win at that last challenge. So that was the recap. You know, talk about it. We talked about the strategy. What was the strategy with just the pivot to the balloon toss? Strategies there. You know, we said that as long as you can get it tossed without breaking, if it hits the ground, even if it doesn't break, you're out. Ellie and Lynn, y'all ended up fall, and then we moved on to the puzzle. So talk about puzzle. Who has done that? Had anyone seen it? Yeah. Y'all ended up finishing first. And tell us about your strategy, and tell us about the end game, the end strategy as well.
So I will just say I've seen that puzzle once because I think I saw it at Septicon. And the only thing I remember about the strategy is you want to start at the edges and work your way in, because in the middle it's a little bit, you have more flexibility of, okay, I'm going to remove this piece or this piece. On the edges, if you want to move an edge, you really have such limited options of what else can go there. So it's start from the edges, work in, and then when you only have the middle, you can chop pieces quite easily because you've got options.
And that strategy was very good because you finished first and way before the next one finished, right? So,
and then of course, to not help any other pair, you immediately flipped your table or puzzle over because it was in clear view of all the other players. So as to not give anyone any help, I guess. And then it really was neck and neck between Will and Riley and sorry, help me out here. Thank you. Ash. And Kim and Ash were so close. They both had like just one piece. And it just looked like Will and Riley just had 4 or 5 pieces.
And then they started over at one point.
And then it started completely. Like, and then like really What about Kim and Ash? Did y'all have any particular strategy?
I was trying to fit the most difficult pieces first, and I think that was my downfall. Jay later told me that I had it. I just needed to turn a piece when I only had 2 pieces left.
Wow.
But I took too many pieces out because I didn't see it. And that was a minute before they finished.
Yeah. Yeah. And then we move on, obviously, to the final. This is the wall maze. It's really, an A-frame wall maze that each side had to control a ring to keep a cue ball balanced without going through any of the other holes. They had to get to the top hole in order to win. So talk to me about strategy there, Will and Ryan.
Yeah, we met out around. We did pretty well. Too much trouble, and yeah, Will said my turn, and I said last
Yeah, patience is important, especially there at the end because it gets really tight. Not all wiggle room. Right?
really fast.
Yeah, Kat and Jay, and that drop allowed them to catch up.
Yeah.
So, and what were y'all thinking when y'all were doing it? Uh-huh.
And he had the route just like they did, and I just told him to tell me what to do, and I did it. It was very intimidating to see the other team who went like way ahead of us.
Oh, so you could see through to where they were.
It would go over one of their circles, and we could see it going up.
And,
yeah.
So that's kind of nerve-wracking. Well, y'all pulled it out. Congratulations on that. And you see the fancy 3D printed immunity idol. All of that's 3D printed by Katie and Garrett. So
Yeah,
very,
cool.
very fancy.
Yeah.
So tell me what happened. What happened back at camp? It's a free for all now. There's no tribes anymore. 2 people are safe and 8 of you aren't. So
and you need to consolidate.
Yeah.
Right.
So what happened? Anyone want to talk about it?
I feel like Ash has something to say.
I think it's all stars, and I think tribal lines don't matter because it's all stars, and I don't think they do. And I think we all just kind of broke off. And I know I talked to everybody, and I think everybody one-on-one talked to everybody, and sometimes we talked to 2 or 3 people at a time, and it wasn't a mad dash, but it was calm, and it was concentrated efforts of communication.
And are these communications to see what a consensus is, or is it trying to push and I'm just not saying you specifically, all of you, push a certain agenda or save yourself? Like, what is it here? Because if it's not tribal anymore, like Ash is saying, is it, well, who do you think are you now looking to the end game? Like, when does that start? I mean, obviously jury management started at the beginning of this season, but like, what do you think about now that you're at a merge, but half the jury's already complete and another half is going to be there by the end of tomorrow? What do you think, Andrea?
Okay, so this felt like at the beginning, everyone was trying to get a general temp of the water because there's a number of people who hadn't even spoken to each other, have never been on a tribe with each other, have never even had to try to be like, oh, my main ally is out. Who do I find now? So the very first start of it started to seem like a test of the waters. No one mentioning anyone, just like, what do you value, or what do you think you could not or could compete against, type of thing. And then somehow, I think it just developed after that with just like droppings from people testing the waters. So it was very different from what I had experienced before. Yeah, different.
Did anyone seem intimidating to you?
I have a bad answer for that, so I plead the fifth.
Okay.
All right.
So yes.
No.
Okay. have to say a name. But yes or no.
So who hadn't ever been with each other yet and once the merge happened? Because there's a couple, right? Who
I hadn't played with Ellie yet. In this
scenario, yeah.
Me and Jay.
Me and Mary.
Okay.
Me and Riley.
Wow, so there were
Quite a number of combinations.
It was a mix.
wow. So
Yeah.
it was really, I mean, y'all really did have a good mix of
It's good. Half and half.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was a good
wow.
split, yeah.
Yeah, that was a good split. And did you feel like there were an immediate change in the dynamic once merge happened? Ellie?
I think we've all got the same approach to these now. Is we have the same method. You scatter, you find somebody, you scatter again, you find somebody else. So in that sense, it felt the same. But I think the conversations were very different because you don't know who's coming into this game with what relationship. You don't know who is working with who. You don't know what you can say to who. And so that's like another reassessment of on tribes. We got used to that. And now we have to look at everybody else again.
So there was a moment where you couldn't scatter, and that was at your merch feast.
Merge, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah, let's talk about merch.
How was the vibe there? Was everyone just like this is a moment?
Lynn and I got.
I was gonna say Lynn and Ash. Wow, yeah. I'm sure that was awesome.
Do you think it helped?
Yeah, like
Yeah. People needed fuel.
I was gonna say, like, just for the people at home and us, like, you know, obviously you're not out here for $1 million, so we didn't want to starve you. But did the limited nourishment does it affect you out here?
Yep.
It does.
It's
Yeah.
the mind. For me, it's the mind fog of be like, oh wait, I haven't thought about this. Maybe I should sit here for a second and try to process and get the gears turning. Because sometimes somebody will say something to me, and I'll be like, oh, okay, and I'm like, wait, what? Huh?
Right.
Or even just like something as simple as like remembering people's name. Because we know it, but it's like they're looking at someone. That's
Oh, yeah.
talking.
That happened.
Wow.
It happened to me just a second ago because I'm just as tired. I was like, I know Kim and Ash. Yes, it's Kim and Ash. I'm staring at you. So yeah, I get it.
They said just as higher too, like on top of
Yeah.
lack of hydro. We're all very.
It's like usually you can perform at like a certain level, and then just with the conditions, even with the rain, how cold it is,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and the soggy like socks and shoes, it just like brings
takes you down.
here, you know, you can't compete with these.
Yeah.
Is this about what y'all expected
No.
coming here? Is it more than what you expected? Less than what you expected? Like,
More.
More.
In what way?
That hill.
I knew it was
All
gonna
the
be
hills.
physical. Didn't I thought I was okay with physicality, and apparently I am not because I got to take now just 2 breaks getting up this hill.
So we're conditioning ourselves.
Victory.
Our physical
I mean, you say that, but
But you're all here. You're still doing it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm so proud of every single person.
Same.
From when I got here, I was like, oh my God. Like, I don't know if I could do this. I can't believe I'm about to have 16 friends come do it. But it's been really fun to watch, and people are so enjoying it from home. And I hope y'all are having fun. I think this is a good milestone, you know, hitting 10 and the merge, and y'all should be proud of yourselves because I know it's hard. I'm not sure I thought it was going to be as hard. I mean, I've played an outdoor survivor game years when I was 20, when I was Lynn's age. But again, it wasn't this hill. It was on a college campus, you know, so y'all are doing things that there are many people in this world I don't think that they could do. So,
what's the new camp like?
yeah, that was the next thing. So y'all got to consolidate. We opened up the whole land to you. What did that do? How'd that wet?
But it's pretty.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen the setup where we put the tents facing each other with the 2 tarps in between?
It's very cute.
It is very
It's
cute. I
kinda
took a
nice.
picture. I'm gonna post
Yeah.
it on social
Yes.
or later.
We brought it to the not so weird
Yes.
hot side.
Yes,
It's hot.
you moved it to the shade of the purple, the old purple.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's also indicative of how we feel because we made sure to leave the doors open to each other. and a place for everyone to get together and talk. The general vibe with this being All Stars versus just a normal game.
That's cool.
Okay. Okay. So no one's getting iced out, and no one's
Not yet.
not yet.
Oh.
So let's talk.
Let's talk about the vote.
Yeah.
Like, is this a clear-cut vote coming into merge? Is it going to be all over the place? I know you said that you've scattered and talked to everyone and little subgroups of things, but I guess what's the general consensus? Is it clear cut or is it a blind side?
Are we still thinking about it even now?
Yeah.
Besides Kat and Jay, does anyone feel safe right now? I guess not.
People tight to the chest.
Tight. Yeah. Okay.
Especially with 10 people.
And I think it's also the first time we're all together. So it's like, okay, who's going to prove that what they said to me was actually how they felt? Or who's going to prove that they could potentially work with me, at least in this moment?
So all the conversations happening, and now this is the moment that you test that.
Yeah.
I see. Okay, that makes sense. I was going to ask in regard to the last tribal council. I know not everyone was there. I'm sure that communication has happened. Did that go as most people who were in that tribal council expected, or, you know, Will, you're shaking your head?
It was not an easy decision, but yes, I think we need to work 4 votes, and 3 of us knew where 3 were going to go.
Okay. Okay. So
Anyone else?
you're saying that there was a blind side there, that 3 people knew something, 4 people knew something, and other people didn't?
I did not know.
You didn't know.
And Jonathan didn't know.
Okay. All right.
The 4 people knew.
Okay.
So Riley, tell us about how you feel about that.
Yeah, it wasn't. You never want to be left out of a vote.
Yeah.
And not know what's going on. I kind of, got pulled away for a little bit and missed out on some conversations. So I understand, the reasoning behind it is potentially not sharing it with me. So I don't have any hard feelings or, like, oh, that was silly from your perspective. Like, it makes a ton of sense from their side of things. So no hard feelings whatsoever. Obviously, love to be in that vote and then, prove that loyalty or trust to folks. But yeah, and I think we just move on to the next one and kind of pass the past and learn from it.
Okay. So I say let's talk advantages and idols. Have there been conversations about
They
that?
don't exist.
Should have
They
seen us
don't.
scatter.
The way that literally after the Merge Fest and y'all dropped keynotes because every single person heard it, literally got back to camp and it was like, okay, bust ass to move these tents because it's about to rain. And then literally I felt like I was like, yeah, we moved the tent and everything was like, pew, pew, pew. I was like, well shit, I'm ready. Okay, like pew.
The red trail of tonight.
we told you.
It doesn't fit the definition of trail.
Exactly. Yeah, once upon a time, one of these running challenges was going to be on that trail. and then we went there and we're like, oh no, that we have to pivot.
So wait, I want to talk about this. So you said that we get back, we're going to move the tent and consolidate and get ourselves ready, and then people just
We
left.
told Az to move the tent because it's about to rain, and then I feel like literally everyone's just like, yeah, everything's moved and dipped.
But this all
That
happened in
is-
the rain.
That is the main difference, I think, from like this actual woodsy environment of Survivor versus a hotel. Because in a hotel, you can sneak off, like, oh, I'm gonna get something to eat.
Yeah.
And no one needs to go with you. Like, oh, I'm going to the restroom, but they don't need the restroom on my floor because I got a clue about my level. It is literally like there's no sneaking away, so it's just like, okay, everyone, all right, okay, but they don't exist. It's all a trap. We're inside the matrix. They don't exist.
Do you think that anyone can answer this who watches Survivor? Do you think it's close to is that similar to the real thing? Do you think that's how it happens out in the Fiji jungle? Where, like, I'd love to just know how the comparison works in y'all's brain. Yeah, Jay?
It's like a crazy world because on the one hand, everyone is searching for idols. So you have the comfort of knowing I can go off and search for things, but there is still this paranoia of, oh, I've been by myself for 10 minutes now. I need to find someone else because that's questionable. Or, hey, this looks like a place that an idol might be. You still have to be like, should I be searching? Because if someone sees me pick up something from the ground, that could be trash. You could be like, oh, that's just a Red Bull bottle. Just the act of picking something off the floor. If someone's seeing you from, 20 yards away, they don't know that you didn't put something in your pocket. And so it's like, everyone's searching for idols and everyone's okay with that fact. But at the same time, that paranoia doesn't evade, because that's still a reason that people get voted off is they might have found something. So it's just balancing this tightrope, and I'll speak for myself. I'm still trying to figure it out. I'm like, oh, it's fine. Everyone's searching for idols. But then it's like, I don't know, man, this path seems lonely. Like, I don't know if I should be caught by myself on this path.
Yeah, it sounds almost like you don't even want to do it because it just paints a target on your back. You'd rather just stay back at the tent and chat with people.
But then what if you miss out if there's something out there?
I think that was the general consensus today was, are we at a disadvantage because someone else is looking at all? At that point, people were like, I guess we'll all go up.
Well, then
Okay.
we did pair off. We were off in pairs for a while.
I mean, we've seen that some on seasons of Survivor where they just group hunt,
We
So.
did that.
Would you rather find something publicly or just not find it?
Yeah. Does anyone have an opinion on it? Does anyone think that there is an idol in play?
As in someone here has it?
Yeah.
If it is, yeah.
Someone is
Yeah, kudos to you.
Yeah.
And I would later like to know how the hell you saw anything.
Yeah, it's no.
Do you think that the fact that we are doing this over a long weekend in a condensed amount of time versus the show, you get 30 days, right?
Yeah,
Like
26 days, I
something
think
days.
now. Yeah.
Does that factor into it?
Yeah.
How so?
Like the amount of time you have to search between things versus
Yeah, because they might have a challenge in the morning, and then they get 8 hours before their tribal council to do everything. Y'all have an hour, so you have to do all the talking and the searching, all in a condensed time frame. How is that?
Sometimes I thought about that because I was like, you know what? I'm going to stop looking because we're probably going to have a challenge in 20 or 30 minutes. And if I'm exhausted for this challenge, there's no point. So let me just chill for a second.
conserve energy.
Conserve the energy, yeah. Well, this is your tribal council, as we say. If there's anything anyone wants to ask, talk about, discuss, we are giving you that floor. Is everyone ready to vote?
No.
No? What do we want to talk about if we
Let's
don't
talk
want to
about
vote?
it.
We're ready.
All right, yeah,
Do
Katie.
you think that your vote at this first merge vote, is it based on, what are you basing that on? Like, do you base your vote on furthering your social game? Are you voting, because it's different now. The game
Past
is
tribal
different,
lines,
right?
like,
is it
yeah.
tribal lines? I know Ashley said it's not for you, but like, are you voting based on prior allegiances or prior tribal lines? Are you voting based on who you believe is a bigger physical threat, or who you can beat at the end, or who has a stronger social game? Like, what this first merge vote is always the most interesting to me because I think it really sort of tells viewers where you as a player stand currently and what you're looking at going forward. Like, where do you feel your vote is pulled towards?
Going one by one?
Lynn, do you have anything?
Yeah. And Mary.
Yeah, I guess I do. I think for me, there were a bunch of people that I didn't have conversations with one-on-one yet, so it was just kind of figuring out what their opinions and thoughts were and where their feelings were. And then, of course, there was some long-term thinking about who I would want to go next to and who I think Brad, of course, I was there. I think for this first one, it went from no names being mentioned to a couple kind of bubbling to the top.
Okay.
And that's kind of where my decision.
Okay.
It's kind of there, and it seems like majorities.
So you're pretty sure who you're voting when you go up to the urn tonight. Okay. All right. All right. Mary, do you have anything on the same question or?
Pretty much the same thing.
Okay. What is anyone
feel differently?
Yeah. Does anyone feel differently than Lynn and Mary? Yeah. 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 All right. Well, if there's nothing else, we can get to this vote. Y'all ready for that? Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we got
In the
down there-
daytime.
Yeah.
I was first up.
The sunrise is around like 5:40, I think, right now nowadays. I think so, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's about 5:40 every morning. The sunrise.
We're
Yeah.
almost at the solstice.
Yeah.
The summer solstice, if not already.
It's like in
2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's close.
We're almost in Cancer season.
Yeah, when Cancer season starts, it is.
Yeah.
I am Cancer.
You and
You
Tim.
are Cancer season.
All righty.
Yep. All right, we got our music going.
We're just waiting on
Just waiting.
Katie, let us know when you're ready for the first player. Over.
They're talking about who they can vote for.
All right. Okay, let's start in a different direction. Ellie, you go first. What? You should do it again.
It's because it
doesn't exist, so
and it's not.
Why try to meta at this point?
This would be the time to do it, but no, it's just over.
No, it's over.
We did. They're like, now I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh, we had no
Probably.
Okay, Andrea, you're up.
He was up there. I think maybe he's helping me.
Oh, I see Jen.
Pretty sure that's next. What?
The qua. So stupid. You want to talk to them?
Next year.
It's been as high as 10.
Yeah. We have about 10.
Oh, cool. Thanks again, viewers, for tuning in. This is the merge, and 10 people are voting right now.
Yeah, this is an exciting.
This is a really exciting tribal
We
council.
really
It's the
don't know
most
what's
we've
gonna
had,
happen.
and we don't know what's going to happen.
We're
So
very excited to see. This is a very interesting mix of people who have come from many different seasons, and this is the time when they've all come together for the first time.
Ash,
it's incredibly exciting.
yeah, it's really exciting, and you know, and even just in 2 days, you know, the elements, like they said, the exhaustion,
It's
the
worn down.
dehydration, the lack of food. You know, I really think it's the closest that we've trying to emulate the CBS show without, you know,
The real experience.
the really yeah. We wanted
as much
people
as
to,
we can do.
as much as we could that's worth not $1 million.
So,
Um,
yeah, we're hoping you're enjoying watching
and apply for you know, our next Survivor
Yeah,
season.
if you want to play, whether it be in the environment like this, if we do another one outside,
Yeah, or at Decepticon. Yeah, absolutely.
or online.
Or online. We run orgs too. So Deception ATL, follow us on all of our socials, and we're really excited. We're live streaming now. You know, we've had some issues with some of the audio visual, but that's mostly due to the lack of service and slow Wi-Fi.
Mary?
But we hope to post game, get some videos once we get back to Civilization, and post some different things that you may have missed, just so you can watch them.
Yeah, so thanks again.
I'll go slide back. Oh, I was hoping for you. I always want to go up. Okay. I don't mind. Yeah. They say it's hard, I think.
Jay, you're up. I wanted to think of this. I'm so used to pushing
Me
this
too.
button.
Yeah, this button. I said over to ChatGPT earlier. I literally, you know how I always talk to her anyway? I said, hey, ChatGPT, blah, 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 over.
I think it's just becoming part of my normal vernacular.
Right.
I'm going to be on a work meeting and I'm going to be like, yes, so I'll get those files to you today, over.
Oh, wow. Who knew? Not the butane lighter. Oh, no, we didn't, but we already know because we asked down there. But we should have talked about it. Well, I think by the next one, I may have.
That'll be fun. Yeah. This is probably the longest one too, because this is the most.
This is always the longest.
And then the very final one will be super long.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks great. Thank you.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, one more tonight. I was gonna say, if we keep this going, as long as it doesn't rain, I think we're golden. Yeah.
That's
Little
the
squirrel.
Justin Spritz.
That is the Justin Spritz.
That's a dance move. You know, it's like the shopping cart. There's the Justin Spritz.
Oh, there. All right, Will.
Will, you're up.
We're sending Will over. Oh, we're just sending Will to vote over.
Okay, Tug, you're not allowed to talk to them.
Sorry, don't fucking talk.
And Riley, you're up. You know, another interesting observation I made earlier today is that out of the winners, all of the boys have been voted out. All girls are still here.
Yep. Well, in fact, there's only 3 men left in the game.
Yeah. I wonder how that is going to affect. I think it's going to change their safety. You know.
Yeah. There aren't a lot of big shields.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hold it back.
10-4.
Cat, you can go.
Copy that. Sending Cat. Hey, Torch Daddy, are
All of you need
just putting oil on everyone, or are you just doing what you think?
No, he's doing them all.
Ten four.
Lynn? Chucky.
And Kim, you're up.
Kim is coming right now. Over. Kim is the last one. Over. Right. Everyone's voted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Well, do you want other torch steady to light things on fire? You should call Seth Nick. She's coming back. You want to call for pre?
We gotta go. We gotta go up. When she sits down, we'll say, okay, we'll go read the votes. All right, we'll go read the votes.
Sure. All right.
All right.
But
But
before we read votes, Ash, 1 vote. Riley, 1 vote. Ash.
third vote, Will. We have Riley, 1 vote. Ash, 1 vote. Will.
Fourth vote is Ash. We have 2 votes. Ash, 1 vote. Riley, 1 vote. Will.
Next vote is Ash. That's 3 votes. Ash, 1 vote. Riley, 1 vote. Will.
Focus.
Ash, Travis spoke.
So much. So glad I'm not sleeping at 10 tonight. Holy crap.
You can carry that with you and take it over to the thing. Thank you, Ash. All right, guys. Well, seems like that was not expected from her. So we're going to send you back to camp. And you're back through the front door. Join your newest friend. Yeah. Yep.
Yes, please send her down. Thank you.
Just once she gets a little settled, it can't move because she needs to stay live. But once that's settled,
No idea what they're saying. Okay, I don't know why. This thing was working fine a minute ago.
I think it's for everyone.
It really is. It's wild because, like,
And I wonder, I think it's the headsets actually.
I think it is too.
I think it's better headsets.
I have
The walkies
also,
are fine.
yes, I have also, yeah, because sometimes if I unplug it, oh God, sometimes I unplug it and plug it back in, and it just, they just need to, if they're not using the bathroom, they need to go back to camp. I do, babe. I'm kind of afraid to move too far, and there's 12 people watching, all of whom want to hear from you.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Duke. Hi.
Hey, honey.
Oh, I'm so sad.
Okay.
So tell us what happened.
I don't fucking know.
Yeah, you seemed. BJ, you will have to wait, BJ. I'm so sorry, BJ.
Completely lied to. Everyone that I spoke with told me it was going to be Riley.
And it was 1 vote, Riley.
Which
That
was
shot in the dark.
So you needed a
Yeah.
We need the music.
I was.
I know.
I didn't hug anybody because of that.
Yeah, whisper and then you can whisper.
Okay. Yeah, because of that, it was a complete and total blindside.
But Dan says Remy and him are very proud.
Oh, thank you, baby. I'm proud of myself. I made it. I don't know. I don't know why they lied to me.
You said you think Ellie and Andrea played
Well, Kim said she was working with me. Andrea, I think Andrea voted for Riley because she told me she would never write my name down. But I'm not sure. I won't ever know until I see what happened. Kim said she was working with me. Ellie said she was working with me. I have no idea what happened. To be honest.
They're asking for a recap on the votes. It was Riley, Will, Ash, and we
read six votes for
six
Ash,
votes for Ash.
and that was enough out of the 10 votes.
What was
Yeah.
in there?
Yeah, what was in there?
Yeah, when I didn't see Riley's shot in the dark played, I realized I had been lied to, and I knew I was going home.
You did.
Yeah.
What made
Oh,
you?
you felt it
What
was
made
you.
you so sure that if it wasn't Riley, it was you?
Right before we came up, Andrea said that I was going to be the safe vote if he played in the shot in the dark.
So
Do you think that was her warning to you?
Yeah. I think my mistake was letting Riley know because I like Riley that he was in danger.
If you knew that you were the safe vote, why didn't you play your shot in the dark?
I don't
Because
know.
everyone else was going to vote for him theoretically. But
Yeah.
Were
I
you
don't know.
afraid of losing your vote, or
No.
you didn't technically
didn't
need
need
it
if you
in
thought
that
Yeah.
hypothetical.
I don't know. Didn't I thought about it, but also well, I didn't take it with me.
It's a new enough twist that I don't know how to strategically play it either. It's only been played right once.
Yeah,
So,
a couple times.
Yeah. Well, twice. Mary and that guy.
That guy.
Yeah.
I forget his name, but I know what you're talking about.
Caleb. Yeah.
Yes, where
So-
there were 12 votes on that name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it was beautiful?
It was amazing.
I know.
But I'm gonna need to I have to tell you, I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
I really didn't want to sleep in a tent.
Yeah.
And I'm actually kind of really proud. I'm really proud of how I did. I'm really glad I
You
made
made
it.
merch?
I made
You
merch.
slept outside for 2 nights.
Yeah.
And
It felt like
and we get things done. And I'm really glad to be sleeping in a bed. And I'm glad it's over. And I'm going to go dish with these other people that are also upset. And then I'm going to not vote for somebody who thinks I'm going to, because their jury management was shit.
Okay.
Who's that? Who's that?
Every single person over there. Andrea telling me that I'm the safe vote to try to garner my vote is not cool. There could have been a better way to do that.
So regardless of personal relationships, you're going to vote based on how you played this game.
Yeah, 100%. And
And I think that's healthy.
I think
Yeah.
so too. It's a game.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah.
Do you? So, are you now rooting for anybody in particular?
Yeah. Do you have a number one right now? Or
I like Jay.
yeah.
I think he's playing a really good game. I like Lynn. I just wish her stomach would feel better.
She's still not feeling well.
Yeah. She and I had a lot of talk about Lebanese food.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, my daughter's part Lebanese, and so we had a really long talk about that. Yeah. So we just had a long talk about Lebanese food. I'd like to see. Kim and I got along really well.
I saw y'all working together, so I think that was great.
Yeah, for the first time, it
What
was
about
crazy.
Kat? That was the whole contention too.
You were worried about it? Like,
Kat and I thought we were going to work together more, but there isn't a world where she would have to play a really stellar game.
Yeah.
For me to vote for her. So I'm not rooting for her.
Okay.
I would like to see a woman player win, but that's not the reason I would vote for a woman to win.
I see. Yeah.
Sure.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right. You want a woman to play to win.
Yeah, but
And
that's
then
not a
so
reason.
that you can.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I want to. Yeah. No. I don't think. Yeah. Jay, Lynn. Maybe Ellie, but every single person over there lied to me.
Well, they've got something to account for
Do
you.
Yeah.
Do you think that was smart of them, given that you were a threat?
Yeah.
Well, don't worry. We'll ask about it at the next travel.
Can't wait to hear.
Um,
I'm gonna go get.
And you get,
And they all are. So you're going to be in good, you're gonna be good company.
Who do you think over there is now
We had a boozy
in
suit. No, we
a
Stone jury.
not so great position? Like, who do you think over there is at
who's
or
in
near the
danger?
bottom?
Who's in
Who's
danger?
big?
I think Mary might be. Mary might be.
What's that based on?
Because her name has been brought up at every tribal that she's gone to.
But her name has not been written down yet.
I don't know. I don't know how the past winners have been staying in.
I mean, all 3 boy winners are gone.
Yeah.
And the 3 female winners are still
Well,
here.
2 of them were medevac.
Of course.
That's
Yeah.
That is true. So there's a little bit of uncertainty.
But
bad luck.
and I think the fact that I was talking about the fact that the 3 female winners are still in may be part of my downfall.
Oh, it may have spooked them.
Yeah, because I have brought it up multiple times.
Okay.
But I speak truth.
Yeah.
Now tell me, when you guys went back to camp and you were moving the tent and stuff, was there something that happened? Because I heard that there was like a little bit of
I heard you were
a
mad.
scuffle.
Me?
You were
Yeah.
upset.
That's what she said.
I was?
Yeah,
Yeah,
heard that
I
there was
might
a
have
little bit
been.
of a scuffle and some things were tossed around.
I don't remember that.
Oh yeah, you were mad.
I was.
Yeah. And if you weren't, you sure the fuck seemed like it.
Oh,
We
I
never
just
know whether it's a show. You know, we never know why people
Oh.
are doing it a certain way.
No,
So, I mean, like, just to jog your memory.
okay.
You bolted it to the tent. Andrea went and did something.
Oh,
someone
it was
else went and did
raining.
Something.
It was raining and I wanted to get it
but you
done quickly.
You said,
And nobody was
you
doing
said-
it
right. You said,
efficiently.
and I quote, somebody was doing something. It was Andrea and someone else, and both of these people were doing something. And you said, yeah, because that's what the fuck we should be doing right now. and then you went into the tent and you unzipped that tent like an angry mom. You-
Yeah, I was an angry mom.
that zip had an explanation. point
Yeah,
on
it
3 of them.
it was
And you
like
grabbed that sleeping bag and somebody was like, "You okay? Do you need help?" And you were like,
yeah, no, it
You
was
were
like yeah, it was gonna rain all hard. And everybody was like la ti da, and Mary was off looking for idols, and no one was like there was no zip in their step. And I was like, motherfuckers, it's gonna rain.
Now we know how it feels.
I
Like
literally
when the
talked over the
survivor people
radio
get mad that people aren't helping build the shelter. Yeah, it's
what
like
it
that
felt
on
like.
the
I was like,
show.
"Oh, Ash is mad." And they were like,
She
"Ah,
didn't go get
bad
coconuts
production."
and just sit there and ate them.
Correct.
I was just like, what the I was, and that may be another reason why I'm standing right here with you right now. But
It was funny.
yeah. There is a green, like an army green sleeping bag. It's mine. I do not bequeath it to
We
anyone.
will get it for you. We'll collect it.
I do not.
Army Green sleeping well. We'll
And there are 2 cots down there that are mine.
Also, I left some
Well, thank
Um,
you so much.
I want to say thank you to everyone in production, to Katie and Garrett for taking care of us down in the trenches, to both of you, Patrick and Joe, for all of this. To is that Justin? For to making sure that we're healthy, to Jeremy for making sure that all the technical and everything else is good, to Nick for feeding us, to Paul for making sure the music's on.
Fireman too.
Yeah.
Did you have fun, Ash?
That's one of the emotions I had. Yeah, I did. I strengthened some relationships. I made new friends.
Good. Good.
I don't hate anybody. I do hate being lied to, but this is a game.
It's a game.
And I do know that they had their reasons, and I'll find them out.
Yep.
Very
Yeah,
good.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And
You
I,
played a great game.
Yeah, you
Thanks.
did. 100%. Thank you for playing our game.
yeah, I'm glad I was invited.
And thank you for being an all-star.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you for being an all-star.
Thanks,
All right,
yeah.
thanks.
Yes.
All
We're going to go ahead and drop
right, go in.
and start setting up for the next challenge. Thank you guys so much for watching. I think we will probably
We got some
be
stuff to clear out.
live.
Clear that out in a bit, and then we... Good. Oh, I'm so sorry.
That's okay. It's all right. Listen, Patrick's voice being loud is part of the experience.
Part of it.
Next challenge.
With you.
Bucket.
Only an hour.
It'll be
Set it up.
be about an hour. We'll be back. So I hope that you guys will come back and watch for that as well. Thank you guys.